Mazda Familia Second Generation, 1967 to 1977. The new Familia appeared in November 1967 with the same pushrod 987cc engine as used in the previous generation sedans. It was sold as the Mazda 1000 inches in some markets. In July 1968 the rotary-engined version, R100, was introduced, along with a new Q bodywork which was also available with a 1200cc piston engine. After an April 1970 facelift, called the Familia Presto in the domestic Japanese market, the slightly different OHCPC 1-liter engine was also offered. A larger 1169cc inline 4-engined version came along in February 1968, becoming the Mazda 1200 inches for export. In this form, the car was first exhibited in Europe at the 1968 Paris Motor Show in the autumn of that year. Power outputs, see gross. In Japan of the facelifted, overhead cam-engined versions were 62 and 75 PS, 46 and 55 kilowatts, respectively. The wagon model was available with either 3 or 5 doors, although most export markets only received the 5-door version. From model year 1970 on, the Familia was also available with a new overhead camshaft 1.3-liter TC engine, derived from the smaller 1.0-liter OHC engine already seen in the first-generation Familia Q. At the same time, the range received a light facelift including a chrome strip around the front grille. The wagons also received prominent extraction vents on the rear flanks. 1970 also saw a larger sedan which shared much of its mechanicals with the Mazda Capella. The Familia was exported as the Mazda 1300 inches, and replaced the previous generation 1200 model in most markets. The sedan and Q were updated in the autumn of 1973, but the truck and van versions continued with little change. The vans and pickup trucks actually soldiered on until 1978, by which time a wagon version of the succeeding FA4 Familia, 323/GLC, had been introduced. The later pickup versions were also available in a long wheelbase version, and still featured an 85 PS, 63 kilowatts, version of the 1.3-liter TC engine, unaffected by the tighter Japanese emissions standards for passenger cars. The pickup models were built until 1991 for markets such as South Africa, Zimbabwe, and the Philippines. In South Africa, the little bakkie was sold as the Mazda F1000 or F1300. In Thailand, a version of the pickup was produced in small numbers until the late 1990s as the Familia Super Cab.